Hello, welcome to Boston Seniors Count. I'm Fran Jarnine, and we want to welcome you to our program. It's been around so long that we want to thank everybody who's been involved with it. But when you go back through the years, and a lot of you have watched it here at BNN, you stop and think, gee, was it really back a long? Yes, it was. It was over 25 years. Just like what the guest is today in our show. He's been around a long, long time. I want you to welcome with me the great Mayor Thomas M. Menino.
Great with you, Fran, once again.
Welcome.
It's great to be here.
It's been we've done over 40 shows, they told me,
That's
through the years, right? Come from Hyde Park Avenue.
Hyde Park Avenue, that's right.
The avenue of a neighborhood.
That's right.
From there, you became an insurance man.
Insurance for a little while.
For a little while. Then
went to the state to work there.
With Joe Timilty.
Yeah, and then
Senator Timilty, excuse me.
And then I became a city councilor.
Right.
And I became mayor.
See, look at how famous you went.
Not famous, infamous.
Excuse me, I have to use that word. Just think of Pop, your father. What would he have said from then to now?
Oh, you know, if my dad was alive, he'd be so proud of the fact that I've got this far, but also I made education my #1 issue.
Right.
My father was always a big supporter of education, and
right.
sometimes I gave him a hard time about it. But I'd be very happy these days.
Right.
You know, he's up there watching us, I bet.
He sure is, yeah. Yeah.
He was a good guy, and
yeah. Our fathers worked together in Weston House for many, many years.
That's right.
But you think of it, and they all were for education. Remember?
That's right. You always wanted the young people, the children, to get a good education.
Right, to go forward.
That was the most important thing to them.
Right, and that's what you've done with Tommy and Susan.
I've done it with my own children, and also supporting my grandchildren as they go through life.
Right.
And,
yeah.
You know, education is the key to all success. If you don't have a good education, you can't have anything.
Right.
And it opens doors of opportunity for you also.
Sure does, and that's why you pushed a lot as mayor for the education.
I tried to.
You went from school to school, from every place to meet people, and then you did the same with the seniors.
I did. I visited a lot of schools in my 20 years as mayor.
Right.
I got a lot of information from those young people. They have more information than anybody else, and they give good information too.
Right.
They give you good advice. Because they hear a lot, those kids. But they see you, and they come and say, "Hey, Mayor, here's what's going on. Here's what my mother and father are doing," and stuff like that.
Right.
And they'll tell you about what's going on. And you know, contrary to the experts out there, the experts don't know anything. They're going on numbers and that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
These kids really live it, and that's why I like to go into schools to get these kids. When I had a tough day at City Hall, I'd go into a school.
Right.
And that would give me some happiness and some joy.
Right. It showed in your face. Some of the people have looked at the older pictures. When you were talking with children, you listen, the same as you did with seniors.
Oh.
Some people look past you, or they're waiting, you know, an important guy is waiting to talk. But you can see it in you listen to them.
Thank you. You have to listen. I mean, that's a strength of what I try to do. Listen to people. Right. You'll make a big difference in the city. You know, the strength of Boston is its people.
Right.
It's not mayor, it's the people. And as long as you listen to them, work with them, you have a great city. And that's what I've tried to do for 20 years. Work with the people. Go out in the neighborhoods, go to these different senior events, all the school events, and listen to them.
Right.
And see what they think about what's going on in the city, and get some advice for them. That's why it's working in Boston better now than ever before. Right. Yeah, more people employed in Boston today than every time in our history.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that brings it way up. I know some of the seniors say they enjoyed when they talked with you because you looked at them. Like even the people at the 50th wedding anniversary, you would talk with them. It's almost like you wanted to learn how they lasted together.
Yeah, well, it lasted together. I've married 47 years, so I've got 3 more years to get there.
God bless Angela.
Well, me.
Well, God bless Tom, but God bless John.
You know, always say thank you to the woman. Poor guy, he has to go through all this.
Oh, yes, right.
I'm very,
Yeah, remember the
surprised.
couple who told you that she poured the orange juice for 50 years
Yeah.
for her husband? And the reporter said, "You're lucky, sir. I would have told you to go buy your own on the way to work." And you laughed. It was like, can you imagine? Yeah.
The seniors, the older population we have in the city of Boston,
Yeah.
they're the ones that are the trailblazers for us.
Right.
They gave us the opportunity to be mayor of the city, set a foundation for Boston.
Right.
They worked through some very difficult times. A Great Depression of '29. Some of those seniors were there.
Right.
And they really worked hard to survive
Yeah.
and raise a family. And that's what you have to remember. Those are the trailblazers for myself and other folks
Right.
who could do the job today in our city because of them.
Right.
They did it every day.
They
Without
sure
much
did.
fanfare.
Yeah.
The tough times for them.
Yeah.
They used to put, cardboard in their shoes. We had holes in the
Remember
shoes. I
those?
remember those
Yeah,
days.
I do too. My father saying that, yeah.
Those are things we have to remember,
Yeah.
how difficult it was. And, Boston's a better city today for it.
Yes.
Because of what they made the sacrifice on.
Right. And all the mixtures of all the cultures, too, at the time. It was when you think about it, the Italians, the Irish, the Greeks, the Jewish, you name it, whatever, the French, they all came, but they all mingled and worked together, and they all kept their gardens together.
And we used to, Boston's always been a city of diversity.
Right.
Mary ethnic groups.
Yes, yeah.
In Hyde Park, look, we used to remember the Polish section near St.
Right.
Albert's Church.
That's right,
That was
yeah.
the Reed was basically Italian. and
Italian,
us-
yeah. Well, they married the Irish girls. They
we
switched.
came up a class.
Okay, all right,
And,
okay. Yeah, the Polish.
Yeah, and the Polish were there, and
Right.
in Corganville. That's
Yes, I haven't heard that in a
that
while.
was the Isle of the Irish there.
You better tell them, yeah, where that
That's
is.
in,
Yeah,
that's in Fairmount. That's
Right.
up in the Upper Truman Highway.
up in the hill.
Up in that hill area.
Next to the-
Chittick Road, that
Yeah,
area up there.
right.
That's where it's at.
Next
And,
to Milton.
Yeah, and Fairmount Hill.
Yes.
Which where all the big homes
Big
are.
homes, all the, yeah.
And that was where a lot of folks of means lived.
Right.
For many years. If you remember Whiting's Milk.
Right,
It's Whiting's Milk lived up in
Reedville
Milton
Street.
Street.
Yeah, Milton
and,
Street, yeah.
Fairmount Hill.
right,
Then you got the area near George Wright Golf Course.
right.
All those
Oh,
things.
yeah, right.
I remember that Hyde Park well.
Right, and then you go to the Rosendale Park, which they all loved. It was a combination of everything.
Yeah.
And the bakeries, and then everybody went to the North End.
Yeah, no, then you go to, I still go there
Of
Saturdays
course
to buy
we
my
do,
bread.
right, and Mr. Baldini, who used to
go
be there.
Pazziali's.
Yes,
Go
yeah,
there all the time
yeah.
for bread.
And this is the whole city. This just isn't us, our neighborhoods. This is many neighborhoods that went there.
That's right. we all
Jamaica
did.
Plain, South Bar, even Southie would go.
Yeah, Southie would go.
Right.
They'd get their passport to come to the North End.
That's for sure, that's for
but
sure.
it's,
Until they started marrying them. And then it's
Yeah, they started to, yeah.
But you have gone to all 19 neighborhoods. You have been everywhere.
I've been to all the neighborhoods. That's, when you're mayor of one group, you're mayor of the whole city.
Right.
You got to try to work with all the groups in the city. And that's important. That's how you tell a city's working. If the mayor's out there, listen to them, get things done in the neighborhood, so that everybody feels good about what the city's all about. You can't say I'm going to one neighborhood, I'm all going to do all my work in one neighborhood. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way
You
now.
got to do it every place.
And you did this. You proved it.
I tried to.
You proved it
I
in the
tried
20
to.
years. Look at the different people. And you also had your staff was a combination of all types, too. So when you put it together, it's interesting.
Yeah. Emily Shea, who's my senior commissioner,
Commissioner,
elderly,
yeah.
we want to call it.
Commission on Affairs of the Elderly.
Commission on Affairs of the Elderly. She's done a hell of a job for me. She's done a great job
Good.
in the years she's been there.
Okay.
She's young, but she's smarter than she
But
looks.
the seniors, the first time you brought her in, the first senior said, she doesn't look like she's 26 years
That's
old.
right.
So,
They're very
sorry,
doubtful.
Emily.
But
That's
they-
the seniors.
They learned that out of that young woman,
Right,
good things happen. And the
right.
the
When
elderly
you think
commission
about
is
it.
doing much better today than it has in a long
Oh,
time.
it sure has. I've worked for how many mayors?
3.
3 mayors, yeah, right. Yeah, 3 mayors. And White, Flynn, and you.
Yeah.
But 6 commissioners. Right.
Oh, yeah?
Emily's very good.
She's very
Very
good.
good. Joyce was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've had all different types
we did.
that you had. But you know what? They listened to you, and you listened to them.
But also, with changes in Medicaid and
Yes.
things like that, you have to be up to date in that. And one thing I find about our elderly commission today, they know all those changes. They've had programs out in the neighborhoods where the
Right.
changes were happening.
Right.
They're out there educating the elderly what they should do. There was people out there trying to sell programs to them over the phone. We stopped that. We have the Attorney General involved in that.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Educating your constituency. And Elderly Commission has done a great job. Emily, of course, being the director of that program. Right. But the staff is just second to none.
They
I tell you, they're compassionate and caring individuals, the staff of the Elderly Commission.
Right. They work and listen. And Richard's one of the favorites.
Huh?
Richard is one of the advocates.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody talks about Richard, how much he's
he
done.
Is. He's a good guy, good person.
We want to thank the Elderly Commission through the years with you. How they listen to you and you listen to them.
I listen to them. They don't listen to me.
Well, no, they listen to you. But what I'd like to do now is go on. You have had a fascinating life, okay? I was just wondering, you met lots of people. Seriously, who do you think was the most interesting? Did you ever really think about that?
No,
No, okay.
What's interesting? A person that's famous?
Not necessarily.
A young person who told me some very interesting stories about their lives and the battles they had. I mean, I run the Camp Harborview out in Long Island for young kids. I got some fantastic stories from those kids.
So that's what I mean.
They tell you, you listen to them. They're factual.
Right.
They're true. And they tell you the problems they may have. And how do you help them? That's so key.
Right.
Now, I've stayed with presidents. I met kings.
Right.
But also, those kids at the camps, the kids I meet all day, they're the individuals I cherish.
Really
listen they're our
to.
future. And we got to do a better job of mentoring those kids, making sure they have a better future.
For the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just thought it was, of all the people you met, it was like, wow. You met the mayor, you met the king, you met a president, you met
Pope John was an interesting guy.
I'm sure he must have been.
I met him several times.
Yeah.
And, President Clinton was very, very affable.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time with you. But going back to the kids, that's what
you
really
enjoyed.
Yeah,
well, you can tell that. Remember when you used to start reading to the kids in the daycare in City Hall?
That's right. Remember, you ran it.
I ran it. The voice of, you just had that smile on your face when you were reading the stories.
Mm-hmm.
You read one year, The Christmas Donkey. You probably don't remember it because it was back so many years ago. We had given you this book.
How do you remember that?
Because I was the one who put it together. I was the one who handed you the book. And it was just so funny the way you were reading it, and they all, it's like you had bonded together.
Oh.
But see, that also happened with the seniors. You bonded together with them. Wherever you went, they listened to you. And
I love to go to senior parties.
Oh, we know that.
They're good people. They have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The lunches they have, the Senior Olympics we have over at University of Mass. That's very special.
Yeah, that is a good day with it.
Get some exercise, and which we try to educate them that they have to get it. They can't just sit home. Right. They have to do some walking or whatever they might do to get exercise, or swimming. Whatever the exercise is, they must do that, because if you sit home and do nothing, that's where you get health problems.
Thing is right. The other thing is that a lot of the business people that owned small businesses, they enjoyed very much working with you. I guess you've listened to them too.
Well, small businesses of our city are really a nucleus of what the economy of Boston.
Right.
The businesses, the corner store like Maracio's, Johnny.
Oh yeah, Johnny's, yeah.
Johnny is there.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys been there for 50 years.
Right.
Richie Rizzoco had the drugstore. I mean,
right, the pharmacy, and everything,
closed. He still got the store there. He's been there for 30, 40 years.
Right,
I mean, and Greg Laham in Rossdale Square, the drugstore.
Right. Sullivan's.
Yeah, Sullivan's Pharmacy.
Best
all
in
those
the
things.
world, yeah.
Those are all and the thing is, with the locally owned businesses, they take a personal care about what your problems are, how we can service you. You're coming to buy something, well, buy this product, it's better than that product.
Right.
They don't try to oversell you.
No.
They know your neighbor, and the money that is spent in those stores stays in that neighborhood.
Right.
And usually they employ local folks too, who live in those neighborhoods.
Right.
I mean, we're so fortunate in Hyde Park to have a lot of locally owned businesses by people that we know for a long time that have been there. And,
definitely. And Rosendale, and even you go to Southie, they have the same.
Well, Southie has great. Southie has a great tradition of locally owned small businesses.
Yeah.
And it's really East Boston, Meridian Market out there, they own for that family.
Yeah.
Wow, the Vellos, they do a great job.
Jamaica Plain the same way. Yeah. Charlestown. The Townies.
They have in Charlestown, it's a changing community.
Yes,
but still they have a lot of folks there who care.
It's completely changed. It's all, as everything goes older, and older. But that's okay.
That's right.
The city will keep you. They're going to put a statue up for you?
No statues.
No statues.
No, we'll throw dots out if they did.
No, they won't.
No,
if you don't want it, you don't
not,
have to have it.
You know, honestly, my years as mayor, it's not about me. Never been about me.
I know that.
It's about people and how we help them. That's what government's all about.
Okay.
How we help people. These statues and stuff, yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But a lot of other people deserve statues more than the mayor.
Okay.
The mayor ran for the job. He took an oath of office to serve the people. Why are you giving him a statue? He just did his job every day.
I understand.
And some of those people who are out there helping, the nurses out there, the social workers we have, they go into some of these homes with terrible conditions.
I know.
They offer services. They're the real heroes of Boston.
Right.
Mayors, we're doing our job. There you go.
Yeah, you're doing your job. You are.
I mean, honestly, I really believe that. I mean, they're the heroes of Boston. I ran for this office. I was elected. But these people, you know, the advocates of the Elderly Commission, when somebody needs something, they call them. The advocates, I tell you, I've heard many stories about how the advocates have been have been very helpful to some of the seniors in our city.
Right, it has.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
How you help people, how you make a difference.
You're right, right.
Oh.
I always remember there was one gentleman who came in, I forget now how many years because I was there 28 years, and the front desk called and said, we need help with this gentleman. I think he was from Dorchester. Anyway, he had 2 giant bags with bonds, and he needed somebody to sit and write all the bonds from the 40s and the 50s.
Yeah.
And the commissioner, I forget who was the commissioner at the time, and they brought in 3 people, and somebody came down from your office to sit with, to make sure everything was done. He had over $50,000 in bonds.
Wow.
And the senior shuttle took him to the bank.
Oh, wow.
But see, that was the aides, help
Sure.
everybody on the RSVP volunteers,
Right.
everybody working together for this man.
And there's no better example of municipal government working than the Elderly Commission.
That's for sure.
I'm
They
telling you.
are. They are terrific.
I'm truly amazed.
Yeah.
The hours they put in, the compassion they show, and how they give of themselves so many
Right.
different ways.
They do. We're in there at 6 o'clock. Excuse me. We used to be there. They are now at 6 o'clock in the morning.
They're on Saturdays, Sundays,
Yeah,
holidays.
whatever
Whatever the event is, they show up.
You can find somebody,
Yeah.
yeah. But
That's
see,
what's
that
up.
was what the Elder Commission was, and you kept it going.
Yeah, well,
And so they've kept it too,
no,
I mean,
we have good staff down there.
which is good. And you have other staff too that's really helpful.
Right.
I'd like to go on now. Your life is ending in this city.
My life is not ending.
It's
I'm
ending.
closing a chapter in my book and
Okay,
going to.
excuse
My life was ending. You get called the Undertaker.
You're not calling, no, we're not calling Al Thomas or whoever you want, so forget it. What we're doing right now is you're writing a book,
That's right.
which we know, everybody knows, and you've got all the chapters. So we're closing that, and now you're going to become a Professor Menino?
That's right. Just in February, I'll take over a program over at Boston University, director of Initiative on Cities. We're talking about how cities work together, how we get mentor new mayors and what they should be doing as mayor. Also, their staff helping them out. It's a global thing. We're going to get mayors from all over the world to come to BU, and I'll travel to some of these countries and deal with some of these mayors also. But you know, when you get to become mayor, you get thrown into this thing, this job. There's no real training for it. So we want to help them train, make some right decisions. I mean, I met with a group of mayors just this past week at the Kennedy School of Government, 30 new mayors. And you know, they expect me to say all these glorious things. I says, the most important thing you can do as mayor is think about how your finances work. Because if your finances work, your city government works.
Right.
And that gives you the opportunity to do things and deliver services. If you don't have good financials, what happens is you're plugging holes. You can't have those programs we have for the elderly. Like we're going to have First Night this year, the elderly First Night in January.
I know,
Because
did it so many times, yeah.
We've done that. That's what we should be doing, giving them opportunities. Get out of the house, see some other seniors, enjoy life.
Yeah.
And that's what I really believe in.
So you've got the party, but you also got the nighttime thing. I mean, that started with Kevin White, the first, when we
That's
go
right.
way back.
And it almost was not going to happen this year because the group that was running First Night went bankrupt. And I said, we're not going to let this happen. So I stepped in, I
Good.
took it over, and I got a group of my friends and city employees who are working now to have the best First Night we ever had. And so we're going to have
Fantastic.
that. This year we have ice sculptures all over.
Yeah,
It's going to be a
fantastic.
beautiful night.
People used to love to go down where the library was, you know, that whole big square
We're
and
going
the
to have
Kenmore.
some nice stuff down there. We have some
Good.
things on the library. We have fireworks at 7 o'clock, at midnight. We're going to do a lot of good things this year.
Sure is. And then, of course, for those of you who know, there's a first night, which is just for the seniors, which has been held for years and years and years.
We'll do it again this year.
They love you for that. But this year it's going to be after Christmas.
After, because they're doing renovations of the World Trade Center. That's where we usually have it.
Right.
And we can't have it when we want to have it, so they're willing to have it right after the first year.
Good, so that's fine.
That's right, I have no problem.
The seniors want to thank you also for keeping the 50th wedding anniversary.
Well, it's a good party.
They love that.
It's a class act.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
The couple that married 70 years, you know, I mean, she was married when she was 17.
This year, Park Plaza was very good to us.
Good.
With their luncheon they had for the...
Well, they all were. We went way back with that when you think about it, all the different, the Lennox and...
Lennox, the Ritz-Carlton,
yes,
all those places.
Right, they all helped us.
They all helped them. It's interesting. When you in our city, when you need some help, there's always somebody to help you.
Right, but that was because of you, too. You have to, there were other mayors, yes, but you had a way with them. Think about it.
Yeah.
So now when you go on to be, I call him a biggie, I hope you don't mind. You know that, I've called him a biggie since we were kids. You're now going to be with the professors.
Yours.
And with the other mayors. And you said you're going to talk to them about how important it is.
Bring experts in, talk with them, I'll talk with them. Try to mentor them.
Right.
Make sure they make the right decision. Because all the activities in this country now is coming out of cities. It's not coming out of the federal government anymore.
Oh.
They're out of business.
So, okay.
Because cities are going to be making all the decisions what's going on in our country.
So we'll do that. So we'll watch you.
Want to make sure the mayors are trained and know how to deal with the situations.
Right. I did have one senior who asked me, we gave you a record of Curley, the only record that Mayor Curley ever made. She said, does he have a lot of little items? Is he going to put them up for auction before he leaves?
No. I'll put it in the archives. I'll take it to my new office in Boston University.
Yeah.
Some of the collections I have. I mean, some people are very good to me. They sent me Curly stuff.
Right.
They sent me Kevin White stuff. A lot of Kevin White stuff I've gotten. What's that woman out in Brighton? Who was really good.
Oh, you mean the one, the Smith,
Senior.
Veronica Smith sent
No,
it? No,
elderly. Elderly one, who was Kevin White's receptionist.
Oh, my goodness, yes. I got to think of her name. That's been a while.
Yeah, she is
37 years.
She is very good.
Is she, well, yeah.
She sent me a lot of
the stuff, the
trinkets from
memorabilia,
Kevin White,
yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, I got a lot of that stuff in my office.
Right.
I will keep and put on display at Boston University.
That'll be nice, yes, because for those people who haven't seen it, it's unbelievable, some of the stuff. Yes, it really is. So now you move on to another life and with the grandkids.
That's right. Next chapter of my book.
Right.
Is, you know, you close one chapter, you go, life's a book. There's many different chapters. I'm closing my chapter as mayor. I'm over another chapter in academia.
Okay.
Which would be good. I mean,
good.
I'm looking for the challenge. I mean, I can never sit home and do nothing. I want to help people. My DNA is about helping people, moving things along. So I hope to do that at Boston University.
You will. You will. On behalf of all the seniors,
Thank
there's 80,000, but I only know about 40,000.
Thank you. I just want to thank the seniors who are watching today. Thank you for all the support you've given me over the years. You've been really helpful and part of my success. Thank you.
Right.
And see you
for sure.
around the city. Thank you.
They really have helped, haven't they?
They sure have.
What they've done. But also a lot of your buddies that you grew up with, they can't believe you're the mayor.
No, that's right.
You know that through the years, but then they're now so proud to even have known you and come from the Avenue.
Thank you. Back Avenue. Yeah. Nobody ever thought of it.
Whoever thought of it, right?
That's right.
That we go this far, or that anybody else would have.
Yeah.
The Elderly Commission is there for you. This was one of the people who helped make the Elderly Commission. Boston Seniors Count. Remember, you are very, very important. We want to thank the mayor.
Thanks,
we
Fran.
know these are your last days. You
32
know,
more days.
that's all?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like Cinderella, go into the night.
Okay.
Disappear.
You're going to disappear. No big
No, I'm not going to disappear. I'm going to stay. I'm still working on my book.
Well, we know
I got
that.
Boston University.
Right.
Also, I'm going to be involved with some young people in the city of Boston, helping them get a better education.
Good.
That's
Okay.
one of the things I want to stay involved in.
Good. One lady asked, you're not going to move off of Reedville, right?
I want to move off Chesterfield Street. Why should I?
I know. Well, I don't know. You're
The house
now...
is paid, my mortgage is paid for. Why would I want to start another one?
But just the way they said, oh, well, now he's going to be, you know, another world.
No way.
No way.
I'm going to stay right here in Chesterfield Street.
Okay.
Be your neighbor.
My neighbor. Yeah, right. All of my grandfather's houses and everything on the street. Thank you for taking the time
Thanks, Fran.
again.
Thank you.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
As you climb, climb, climb.
Thanks,
Right?
Fran.
Thank you for staying with Angela. Thank Angela for staying with you. The 2 years together. Come on. Husband and wife, children, right? Tommy and Susan, and the grandkids. Look what you've done and you accomplished.
Thank you much. Thank you.
As a family.
Thank
right?
you.
Thanks for listeners. Come and join us again. Boston Seniors Count will continue, and we never know who the guest is. We've done, I don't know how many shows, 40 shows together. He's great. Good luck, Tom.
Thank you.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.